all your food stamps and burned down a trailer park. Yo. Cut it. So, I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? I'm a real rock star.
Hello, America. Welcome back to another edition of Greg's List Live, your home for serious journalism. In fact, if serious journalism was a Charlie Sheen quote, we would be winning. With us, as always, is the Greg American panel, and tonight we're doing a Greg's List Unplugged. I didn't script this one. I've kind of gone back and forth in between actually writing out the material and knowing what the hell I'm going to say and ad-libbing, because I do take your suggestions seriously, and believe me, everybody's got an opinion on how I can improve Greg's List. I've even been told I should use a teleprompter. And folks, I am on the waiting list for one of the White House teleprompters. They burn through like 3 or 4 of those a week. But at this point, I'm way down because they are going to have some kind of intrinsic value in the future. And even though I'm going to actually be using mine to promote freedom in the American way, I have not gotten any feedback yet, but I am optimistic that I'll get one sometime in the next 2 years because, like I said, they do burn through them at a rate of like 2 to 3 per week. So anyway, we wanted to talk about where I've been the past week. I do have a regular job, folks. Unfortunately, Greg's List, I don't get paid for this. I do this for free. For now, if you'd like to advertise, call me. You know, like American Idol, call me. But yeah, if you do want to advertise, let me know. I have 45 viewers per show. We can really target market any prospective ad you have. But for the past week, folks, I have been on location undercover out in California, getting to the bottom of Charlie Sheen and his moral debacle and his transcendent fall from good grace. And I was out in Sheen's corner. I appeared on the show. He had no idea who I was. He had no idea who anybody was that he was with, actually. And I actually peed in Sheen's corner, too. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I did find out a lot about winning. Charlie did have a come-to-Jesus moment as well while I was out there. Well, it wasn't come to Jesus, it was a go to Jesus. Jesus is a Mexican drug dealer who sells Charlie these 7-gram rocks that he bangs out. And I didn't get to partake because he is a cocaine hog. He had the whole rock, just kind of, snorted it. Took him about maybe 3 or 4, good old gackers, and he was finished with it. But I did get to talk to him a little bit when he was kind of sober. We spiked a punch bowl with some tiger blood, and that kind of relaxed him a little bit because he's really jacked up on the 7-gram rocks. But he told me he does have a reality show being planned. It's called One Guy Banging Out 7-Gram Rocks. And unfortunately, he got fired from 2.5 Men, and this is his best option right now. He is on the track to winning, though, and I'm definitely in Sheen's corner, and I'm really pulling for him. I think the rest of you guys should, too. Speaking of winning, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker signed the anti-union bill today, much to the chagrin of the Communist Party of America. In fact, thousands upon thousands of them descended on the Capitol again. Like, I guess they don't work or anything, and they can just randomly go to Madison, the capital of Wisconsin, and bang on drums and yell at people. The real democracy in work, folks. But Governor Walker signed the bill today. The Republicans did kind of a tricky maneuver. They stripped the bill of any of the financial aspects, which meant they didn't need any of the 14 flea-bagging Dems who were hiding in Illinois to be there present to bring a quorum. So after a 3-week standoff, it did end a little anticlimactically. Once the Goonions got a hold of it, though, they all ran to Wisconsin to protest again. But Governor Walker did indeed sign the bill today, and we are very, very enthusiastic about it because, after all, he is the first domino. Unfortunately, we do have some bad news today, folks, though, as you may have been watching the news. A massive 8.8 on the Richter scale earthquake has devastated northern Japan. 30-foot tsunamis crashed through and pretty much flooded the coastline there, and loss of life is expected to be in the thousands. So we are, hoping and praying that the people of Japan can survive this. And some of their nuclear plants have been offline, and there's some risk of radioactivity. So this hopefully won't be a massive calamity for the whole world. But right now, it is pretty much Japan is facing a big tragedy right now, and we got to hope that they can pull it out. It's unfortunate that we can't get a small focus tsunami to go to downtown Wisconsin and kind of wash out the protesters, kind of like a communist enema. It would be nice to be able to get this is just metaphorically speaking, of course. I certainly wouldn't want the Communist Party to get swept away by 20-foot waves, ever, I promise. Another guy who is winning, unfortunately, is Libyan despot Muammar Gaddafi. Yes, his forces, which is a conglomeration of loyalists, and he's got a bunch of people that he's hired, mercenaries from other countries, and he's armed them. They have gunships and airplanes, while the rebel forces in the east basically have hammers and sickles. And they're not communists, though. They're Muslims, but they're using hammers and sickles against guns. So it's kind of like don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and Gaddafi is the one with the gun while the other people have the knife. So unfortunately, right now he's winning, and we're not seeing a whole lot of activity from the United States on this. There's been talk trying to establish what's called a no-fly zone, and the U.S. really right now does not have much appetite to intervene in another Muslim country. So whether or not it hurts our credibility and in the eyes of the world that we're not intervening, even though we're pledged to support the forces of democracy, we'll have to see if this hurts us in the future. But at any rate, we're going to be looking at this as a serious economic issue, as well as the issue in Japan with the earthquake, because both of these have caused crimps in the economy. The price of gas is up to $3.53 now per gallon. So you have a choice. You can buy a box of Girl Scout cookies or a gallon of gas. Or you can do what I did. I rode my bike to the store to buy Girl Scout cookies, and I rode it back. That way, I didn't have to worry about any of the high calories or anything like that, and I didn't waste any gas. So that's the way I save money, and I'm looking out for you. Because remember, the spin starts here. Like I said, this is kind of an unscripted one, folks. I'm going to just kind of go through my little computer here and see if there's any brand new headlines. As a daily show, I'm lucky because I can basically comment on anything serious that comes out on a daily basis. It's not like once a week where I have to worry. Let's see what's going on right now. Gabby Gifford is making remarkable recovery in her shooting. Jared Loughner, the crazed left-wing individual, the bald-headed guy with the grin from hell, appeared in court this week and seemed very happy that he had caused that massacre in Tucson. But the actual focus of his rage, Gabby Gifford, is surviving. She's in a Houston hospital and doing much better, and apparently making so much progress that doctors are shocked. So we all are praying for her safety and for her return. Hopefully she can get back in the political arena, because she's a fairly conservative Democrat, so she's not any kind of left-wing freak, and we are supporting her in her fight to get back. So anyway, folks, I think I'm gonna stick with these episodes because I like the format of it. I don't have to sit down and scrawl it out. And I hope the presentation is good. I'm maybe not quite as smooth as I am on the other ones, but practice makes perfect. And there's so much news out there that I'm sure I'm going to have lots of practice. We'll see you tomorrow on Greg's List. Oh, well, who cares what the end music is? I'm keeping this under 10 minutes tonight. And remember, Greg's List is your home for winning. Have a good night.